Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everybody. This is Chaos with Chaos Esports Productions, bringing you tonight's clan war. We have Eternal Dreamers versus GG Kids. So let's go ahead and introduce our players here in game number 1. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner for GG Kids, it is Batosai. And spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Belshir Vestige, in the turquoise trunks, it is going to be Eternal Dreamers Whiteout. So, I hope everybody has had a wonderful day today. I know I've been very, very busy at work, but I am now ready to relax, watch some great StarCraft here at this clan war, and we'll go ahead and talk about the format and how things are rolling down today. So, clan wars in general are a best-of-9 format, King of the Hill style, so as each player advances to the next round, the winner will continue on playing until he or she loses. And basically, obviously, we play a best-of-9, so whoever can get their first 5 wins takes the clan war and wins all the glory for their wonderful clan. So, let's go ahead and talk about the matchup a little bit here on Belshir Vestige. We do have a PvZ on our hands, which actually, this map actually tends to be my favorite match for PvZ, just because you kind of get into an interesting mid to late game, if the late game actually does happen. So we will have to see how both these players choose to start out this clan war. So it looks like Batosai is going to be going for his 15 hatch here. Definitely very, very bold move, because obviously if his opponent goes for a Forge Fast Expand style, obviously you got some cannon rushing that you might be able to deal with, and we are not seeing any drone scout from him, so he's definitely very confident that he can hold anything that his opponent can throw at him. Spawning pool down, going right down here on 16, and looks like he is actually going for a single gas, so not looking to take a very, very quick expansion. We do have a gateway opening out of our Protoss player. Gateway openings actually tend to be my favorite build order style, just because they give you a lot of flexibility as far as your mid and late game, and even some early game pressure that you can apply with some tier 2 units. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Now, if I recall correctly, Whiteout tends to play a very, very aggressive, almost cheesy style play. So we'll have to see if we see some of that characteristic coming out. I know most of the games that I've casted of him have been either PvPs or PvTs, so we'll have to see how things play out with him. So, does look like Batosai is probably going to be going for some early speed, which in general, I think in the PvZ matchup is kind of the standard. Don't really expect to see anything too weird coming out. So he's going to send these lings around, just looking for any proxy pylons that are out on the map. Never know what could come his way, whether it be a random 4-gate or things like that. So speed is now on the way, so everything's looking pretty tip-top in shape as far as what we're expecting, as far as standards being played out. So yeah, Queens are doing their things. Both players playing very, very passive, just kind of getting their economy up and looking toward moving into that mid game. And it does look like we do have Whiteout's tech choice of desiredness. Wow, that was a weird word. He's going for his Stargate, so probably going to see some Phoenix play out of him. And looks like Batosai is going to come in here, just get a feel for what's going on. Sees kind of the wall being built, sees the mothership core, so he knows that nothing's really going to happen here anytime soon. And actually is going to get a nice little scout with this Overlord. The Overlord does see the Stargate, so that's definitely a nice little tall tale for Batosai. We'll probably be seeing some Spore Crawlers come out here fairly quickly. He is boldly taking a third, though, which is kind of interesting. Stargate play tends to play a little bit slower, so even though the Phoenixes are very, very aggressive in that they can go and pick up a lot of drones and things like that, it still tends to play very slow just because your ground army isn't as strong. It's usually only a handful of units rather than the normal, big gateway army balls that you tend to see with kind of the robotics facility play, or even Twilight Council. So So Whiteout at this point is just going to be hunting down some Overlords, getting things set up for where we're going. And let's go ahead and take a look over at Batosai and where he's going. So he's got his double evolution chamber on the way, as well as his lair. So he's definitely going to be looking to tech up. Now, with the +1 missile attacks coming out, as opposed to the +1 melee upgrades, he is going to be looking to probably play a Roach Hydra style of play. That tends to be the more favored route, just because when you're dealing against Phoenix, obviously Phoenix versus Mutas, Phoenix more or less take that battle any day, especially in large numbers. Ooh, just barely got that creep tumor down. So definitely looks like that's kind of where we're headed. The Hydralisk is just now going down. Yeah, so both players are still playing fairly passively, besides the couple Phoenix that are out on the field. Obviously, the Phoenix are a little bit on the pesty side, but overall not too big of a nuisance. So we'll have to see how Whiteout chooses to follow this up. He is throwing his robotics facility down, so probably going to look to transition either into a Colossus Templar Archon type composition, or move into that robotics bay into Colossus. That would probably be my preferred method, but we'll have to see. So we do have a counterattack, or a small little run-by coming in by these Zealots. They're really gonna show up... Actually, these are just Spore Claws, so actually they'll show up at a pretty decent time. Might be able to take out the Queen. We'll have to see whether or not he can. So he's gonna come in here, and looks like he's trying to focus down... Not sure why he's focused in down the Spore Crawler. Spore Crawler's not going to really do him any good. Obviously, it'll allow his Phoenix to come in. And actually, with these Phoenix coming in, he will be able to take that out really easily. And actually, a lot of those drones did die. If we look at the units lost tab, we can see that it's very much in favor of Whiteout. He's definitely doing a really good job of trading very efficiently. So, it looks like... Ooh, First Blood. Barely lost. And now with these couple Hydralisks out on... Ooh, he might actually just go ahead and pick everything up and, yeah, take them down. Since Hydralisks are so squishy, just picking them up when the Hydras are in very small numbers, it's actually very effective for the Phoenix. So he does need to be a little bit careful about not losing any of these Phoenix. Things are still very much in favor, though, of the Protoss player, so things are definitely looking very well. But now with all these links coming out, I think these Zealots are more or less going to get cleaned up, and they're still doing a fair amount of damage. And with these Phoenix coming in, actually they're going to do a significant amount more damage. So yeah, so the pressure has more or less been denied. We do have a couple more warp-ins coming in, probably just... these units are going to more or less get thrown away. They're on the move command too, that doesn't help. So that's a little bit of a downside. But he does need to be very careful about these Phoenix, though. He doesn't want to leave them out in the open with all these Hydras out here. He does choose to go. He's being very bold with these Phoenixes. These Phoenixes are definitely doing a significant amount of damage to these Hydras, surprisingly. So we do have +2 carapace on the way. If we look at the upgrades, it does look like 1/1 is done for our Zerg player, as well as +1 for our Terran player. So things are looking fairly well. We do have a small run-by coming in to try and deny this third base. With all of these links out on the field, I think he should be able to potentially deny this base, actually. The Mothership Core is a little bit out of position and actually might go down. Time Warp going down just barely in time to save it. But yeah, with these handful of Hydras, this Colossus is now out on the field, so definitely needs to be very careful about what's going on. Obviously, Colossus by itself is actually very weak. It's doing a pretty good job of keeping it alive. So yeah, actually the third base is still intact. No harm, no foul. Things are definitely looking very good for Whiteout, so Batosai really needs to get his economy back going. He is trying to take a third bait, but these Zealots are going to more or less deny that. So the Hydra count is getting a little bit on the scary side, but obviously we have the huge supply deficiency that Batosai has, so it's going to be very difficult for him to come back. I'll be really interested. Obviously, he's sticking kind of with the Hydra Link composition. Ooh, a couple of these Phoenix are getting really out of place, and actually a lot of them are dying for free, more or less. They're not really getting anything accomplished, and all of the Phoenix are officially dead. So I guess he was just looking to get rid of that, and obviously that harassment is not going to be as efficient with that. But honestly, now that the Colossus are out on the field, it's going to be very, very difficult to make this Roach Hydra composition trade very efficiently. +3 is almost out on the about halfway done for the Protoss player, so he's definitely looking to be in a very, very good position going here into kind of the late game. Obviously, still with a supply deficiency, but Protoss really, really needs to pick up this third base and get it saturated as quickly as possible, because that's basically going to be the determining factor of whether or not he's going to be able to stay in this game much longer. We do have a single probe coming to put another proxy pylon down here. It's going to be very, very effective. Do we have any dark shrines down yet? It doesn't appear so. If we look at the structures tab, yeah, we don't. It might be hidden. No, it is not there. So no dark shrine yet, but doesn't mean that zealots can't be warped in down here to deny this base actually. But it'll probably get cleaned up by this army if he tries to go in at this point. What really would be nice is to see for him to take his army. He hasn't been doing a very, very good job of keeping track of this fourth base. He did get one hallucinated Phoenix to get a general idea of what's going on. He did see the Spire, so he does know that there is a tech switch on the way for the Zerg player. So he's in a really good position to move into that late game. He knows exactly what he's up against. And with Storms out, as well as soon-to-be Archons, I think he's definitely going to be looking to be in a very good position. So we do have a handful more warp-ins down here at the bottom. As far as vision, Batosa doesn't really know anything's coming his way, and this army is in an okay position to defend it, but obviously it'll have to be very, very reactive to get in here and have a decent enough position. So, ooh, a nice little drop in the main's going to go on. So he's going to move in here, pretty much. Ooh, and some nice force fields blocking a lot of those drones. So actually, he's going to get a lot of drones for pretty cheap. Really hasn't traded anything in that engagement. So he's definitely in a very, very good spot. He's going to come in here and start harassing with the zealots in the main while this main battle's going on. So let's go ahead and back this out a little bit, see how this goes. He's in a very, very nice concave. Lots of those storms going down. Things are looking very, very good, and all of these corruptors are melting with the number of stalkers that are here, and I think this is just, wow, everything just absolutely melted with those storms. It was quite amazing, and with that, I think that is going to be game number 1 for this clan war. Eternal Dreamers taking game number